Have you ever gotten to the end of a story where the final twist just completely shatters everything you thought was true? Well, today we're going to deconstruct a masterful piece of audio horror to see exactly how it uses deception to build the perfect, terrifying trap. So let's pull back the curtain and see how the terror is really made. The story kicks off with this chilling line from our protagonist, Tara. Now, this isn't just some spooky opening. It's the entire premise of the story hidden in plain sight. It's telling us from the very beginning that the real threat isn't the one you're expecting at the door. Absolutely brilliant foreshadowing. All right, first up, Midnight's Terror. The story throws us right into this classic horror setup, one that's designed for maximum isolation. So we have our protagonist, Tara, who hosts a horror show. She's on the 13th floor, of course, inside a soundproof studio. And to make things worse, there's a violent storm raging outside, basically cutting her off from the world. Now, that soundproof room is a really crucial detail. It's supposed to keep the outside world out, but as we're about to see, it's also the very thing that's going to trap her in. Okay, so the stage is set. Next, the terror arrives, and it comes through the phone. The monster isn't introduced by what we see, but by what we hear. The first call is from a guy named Rahul. He sounds completely panicked, says he's stranded on some dark highway. The connection is awful. It's filled with this weird, hissing static, and he's claiming something is outside his car. The sound design here is just key. It puts us right there in Tara's shoes, trying to make sense of this terrifying, distorted voice. So Rahul describes this thing, an 8-foot-tall shadow with spider-like limbs. Pure nightmare fuel. But the final detail he gives before the line cuts out is the most terrifying of all. The creature is drawn to Tara's voice. This immediately makes the threat personal. It's not just some random monster anymore, it's her monster. Now that the threat is established, the story does something incredibly clever. It gives us rules. This creates a false sense of security, It sets the stage perfectly for the big twist. Then a second call comes in, this time from a woman named Meena. She claims she can actually see the creature crawling along telephone wires, heading straight for the radio station. Now, this call is crucial because it seems to confirm that the monster is a real, physical thing moving through the city. The threat is external. Or so we think. Meena screams this warning at Tara, and it really solidifies the monster's nature in our minds. Okay, it travels through sound waves, through electronic signals. This feels like a critical piece of the puzzle, a key to understanding how to fight it. It makes the danger feel so much more real and immediate. And then this message appears on Tara's hacked computer. This right here is the centerpiece of the whole deception. It gives the monster a name, the Shabd Pishak, or word demon, and it lays out a very clear set of rules. The most important point, though, is that final warning. Do not open the door. So now Tara believes she's in a simple, winnable game. Just survive until midnight with the door locked. So, armed with this completely false knowledge, Tara now has to face the final siege, the knock at the door. This is where the threat becomes physical and the trap is officially sprung. At 11:45, the monster shows up. Tara sees this massive figure with long nails scratching at the glass. Everything she's been told, by Rahul, by Meena, by that hacked message, it all seems to be confirmed right now. The danger is definitely outside, and that door is her only protection. These final 15 minutes are just an absolute masterclass in building tension. Tara barricades the door, she's totally committed to her strategy, and then comes the most agonizing part, a call from Ravi, the security guard. He's apparently being torn apart just outside her studio, and he's begging her to open the door, forcing her to choose between her survival and his. And this is her desperate, heartbreaking choice. She holds on to the rules. She believes Ravi is either a trick by the monster or just, collateral damage in her fight to survive. She lets him die to save herself, completely convinced she's making the right, logical choice based on all the information she has. Midnight. Silence. Tara thinks she's won. But this is the exact moment the story reveals the ultimate deception. Let's break down this incredible twist. We get this moment of just pure relief. Tara takes a deep breath. She survived. She beat the monster. In the audience, we feel this relief right along with her, which makes the reversal that comes next so much more powerful. And then the story asks the one question that makes everything unravel. Think about it. If the monster was defeated and just gone, Then who or what was Ravi fighting? Why did everything suddenly go quiet at exactly midnight? Here's the truth. The Shabd Pishak was never outside. It was an audio virus that rode in on Rahul's initial static-filled call. It wasn't on the highway. It wasn't on the power lines. It was inside the studio with her the entire time, growing in the acoustic foam, feeding on the very words she was speaking. This just brilliantly illustrates the complete reversal. The monster was always inside. That hacked message wasn't a warning, it was a strategy from the monster itself to make sure Tara locked herself in. The closed door wasn't her shield, it was her tomb. And Ravi, poor Ravi, wasn't a trick. He was the hero, desperately trying to break in to save her. This is a masterclass in misdirection. The story gives you a set of false rules and uses your own logic against you to spring the trap. With the door securely barricaded from the inside, the now fully formed monster finally reveals itself. It speaks its first words from directly behind her, delivering this chilling line. It didn't just want to kill her. It wanted her voice, the very thing that gave it life. And now, it has it. And that's where the story leaves us. Trapped in a soundproof room, the monster now has a voice and a live microphone broadcasting to the entire city. The terrifying question isn't what happened to Tara, but what's about to happen to everyone else.